Hi everyone, thank you for joining us in our Zoom class. We're going to be painting 2 Christmas cards today on 5x7 Arches watercolor paper. There's a YouTube video to show you how to cut that from a full sheet of Arches paper. I just put that on this morning. So we're going to use Pebeo with a toothbrush today to make the stars on these little cards. So
You put Pebeo on the moon?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you put Pebeo on the moon?
I am going to just put the Pebeo on the moon, yeah. But I'm going to draw it first. So I'm going to start. The first step is to get the Pebeo on. But the step before that is just to draw a circle for the moon. I'm going to change this card to this direction. So, and I want to make my moon a little bigger too.
You need to switch it, Mary Kay, so we can see what you're doing.
Okay. So, so the first step I'm going to do on this vertical is to draw. I'm picking what size moon I want. That one seems too small. Maybe this is going to be too big. Nah, I'm going to try really big. What the heck? So I'm just going to draw this circle now. I have a nice, actually it's a pretty dark circle, just pencil. If I want, I can go ahead and put my bottom that's going to be white on that. So make sure make sure the sides go up on both sides and you have a dip but not smack in the middle. That's that one. This one over here doesn't matter. Okay. Pebeo. I'm getting very low on my Pebeo right here. I'll fill it up later. I need a few drops and an old toothbrush. I'm going to dip it without any shampoo or anything, the toothbrush right into the Pebeo. And now I'm going to see if I can make a little mess. You know, that moon looks too big. So what I'm doing is I'm flicking little drops of Pebeo in the sky like it's stars. And I did it all over that one. And now I'm doing it on this one. So this Pebeo is going to leave little white spots, which will look like stars. And that's the first step. So my Pebeo is dry. I just hit it with a blow dryer. Whoops. Let me pin myself here so. There we go. So this is nice and dry. I'm going to paint the sky on this one right now. I'm going to go ahead and just put in a little line here so I know where to wet. Again, anytime I'm doing a landscape like this, I want the top of the mountain to be just coming down. And then not even, and if I have any dips, I don't want the dip smack in the center. Something like that is good. So it goes up a little bit on the outsides and the bottom is not smack in the center. The reason for that is we want our eyes to go up and around and into the painting. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet the sky. So this is water. I go right over my tape. This line is not going to disappear. It's a regular graphite line just from a regular pencil. But I don't really care if it shows up too much. I mean, one little line isn't going to look bad. So I've wet my sky. And I'm going to dry my tape. So I did not wet the bottom where the snow is down there. Now I'm going to use two different colors. One is my Mary Blue, green blue. My Mary Blue is the paint that is the brand of paint, like Winsor Newton or Grumbacher. It's called My Mary Blue. It's from Italy. And this paint right here is green blue. And this stuff's intense. Really, really intense. Extremely strongly pigmented. So this paint's, I just barely touched it and it's gonna go crazy. And I'm gonna have this green streak, I'm gonna kind of curve it in a little more than I did on this one and bring it down. So I'm just gonna start on the tape and come down here. So, whoa, it's so beautiful, this paint. I forgot how much I love it. I'm gonna kind of skip a little spot and come around over here. And there's a little down here. Like that. Now I'm gonna rinse out my brush. And I'm gonna go to my Mary Blue Permanent Violet Bluish. So again, the brand of this paint is called My Mary Blue. And this paint right there is Permanent Violet Bluish. And I'm gonna paint in this side here and overlap that green. And it sort of turns this magical blue color when it overlaps. And over here, it's a little bit. And then in here is kind of, in between the green and the purple, is some blue. So I'm going to use a little bit of French ultramarine blue right there. Oh. I am going to add a little bit of water to, not the smack center of this green one here, but just, I kind of have a little light area going there. So I'm going to add a little water to it. And that'll charge out a little more. It's going to make a watermark right there. You guys up for one more step using exactly the same paints?
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of color. This is the sky. But here in the snow, I'm going to use these same colors, but just water. And I'm going to darken the corners of my paper. That was with the French. And I'm going to use a little bit of purple. I'm going to kind of make reflections a little bit. Like under the purple, I put a little purple. It's so much paler than the sky, though. It's really just dirty water. If anything, I've made that too dark. I'm going to put a little green in there, too. So we just are suggesting snow. It's not solid. You're leaving white areas, too. Like that. Just a little bit of reflection in that snow. And right now I'm going to take my bamboo and sign my name with my initials right here in the corner in this wet spot in the snow. So when I'm doing cards, I usually just do MKS Jolly. Maybe go over it a little bit more. That's that part of Aurora Borealis. So I dried this with, oh, I gotta pin it. I keep forgetting to do that part. Okay, here we go. So this painting here now, I've dried it with the blow dryer and it's been waiting. I'm gonna get my pickup. Now I'm gonna pull off all those pieces of Pebeo to see if I get some stars up in the sky. And I need to do that before I put my trees in. Otherwise the stars will look like they're in front of the trees. There we go. Then the next step is to make a dark green and to paint some little trees in. Now up in Fairbanks, Alaska, where there's Aurora Borealis, the trees are very small. They're not big trees like in the Sierra Nevada. And they're scarce. So you can also make like little twiggy things, but I wanted to make these little pine tree-like trees. I just think it makes a prettier picture, even if it's not Fairbanks accurate. So to make this green, I'm going to try to mix all the colors, these three colors. It's just making a dark blue. I'm going to try a little bit of burnt sienna in it. Now that goes darker. Turn it green. That's very green. Very blue. How did I get that dark green last night? I think I added burnt sienna. There it is. There we go. We're getting there. I'm adding burnt sienna to those three colors, and I'm getting very dark green. There, I finally got it. A lot of burnt sienna. So I'm going to pick a spot. I'm using the tip of this brush. I'm going to start at the very tip of a tree and just put a little line and then start making little branches out, little dots. I want to be able to see through these trees. I don't want them so thick that I can't see through them. And then I come down till I get to the snow and stop. There's a tree, one little tree. And I'm going to add a couple more on this side. So I don't want them to be all the same height, and I don't want them to be all the same distance apart. So I'm just going to put one here closer to the edge. That's a little shorter. Making little dots like branches, and then I stop when I get to the snow. Now I'm going to put another one in, but I'm not going to put it smack in the middle of those two. I have to move it either to the right or the left. So I'm going to go to the left and start it so it's overlapping with that first one and barely overlapping with that third one there. I can put a little one out here that goes off the edge of the painting, and I'll pull it up with the tape, part of it. So there's a little set of trees on that hill. And I can maybe make a little one about here, just a little scraggly one. I have two over here. And then over here I can just stop. That actually looks good just stopping there without putting those other ones here on the edge. What do you think? Should I put them on or leave them off? Looks better without them?
I think you need one over there.
At least one? All right. Yeah, that does look better. I think I'm going to stop though. I'm going to rinse my brush. Show you what happens when I pull the tape off. And there's a nice little Christmas card. And pin you.
No, don't worry about that.
Oh, it's beautiful. Nice little trees.
Easy.
Your sky is really, really beautiful. I love how the French ultramarine blue granulated.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that's
Thank
really
you.
nice.
Can you put it up again? I missed it. Oh, nice. Yeah.
Who's next? Arlene, you look like you're ready.
I am. I don't see where I am. There I am, okay.
Looks like snow on your trees.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Nice. Your sky is beautiful. You can tell that you've lived there.
Thank you.
And your little trees. Very good. That's
Thank
a
you.
beautiful card. I think Penny's ready. I saw her going.
Nice.
Yeah, look at that. I like those dark purples. And your trees are very, nice on the trees. I like the reflection in the snow. Yeah, that's nice.
They're too small of a trees?
Nope. Mm-mm. Because they're
Oh.
really little up there.
That's nice looking.
Who's next? Doris? Can you
How delicate.
Can you pull it back just a tiny bit?
Oh.
It's beautiful. It looks very, your snow is very soft and your sky is soft and you have little trees, just like they're supposed to be. Very, very nice. You're kind of blurry on my screen. It's like, I can't really describe it, like low numbers of pixels.
Mm.
Elaine or Vicky?
Oh. See.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so nice. I like the white streak in your green, and I like the clumps in the purple, and I like your trees are a little bit misshapen. I like that. Very nice. The colors are beautiful. Your snow is beautiful. That reflection in the snow is beautiful.
My stars didn't turn out.
They didn't turn out. More Pebeo next time.
Yeah.
And Elaine. Oh, you used salt.
Yes, I didn't realize.
It works. The salt works. Good to know.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of bright sunlight or something shining on your card, so we couldn't quite see it all, but I definitely got the feel of it.
Wow, isn't that
Yeah.
nice?
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Cool.
really
Wow.
nice.
Well, the stars are really big. I missed the fact that we were painting both. And so I only did the spray of the Pebeo on the other card with the moon.
Okay,
So my fix was to use salt.
very good.
Yeah, I also like that one of your trees are down below the top of the mountain there. That kind of stands out in front. Yeah. Yeah, very nice.
Thank you.
So these are turned out nice. I'm going to set that aside. And now I'm going to work on this one. This Pebeo has been drying a long time, and I made my moon a little smaller. I'm going to lift the Pebeo off the moon. It doesn't have to be perfect, but, and yeah, there's hardly any down here in the snow. So the next step is to wet the sky, exactly the same as we did in the last one. I'm not gonna wet the snow, and I'm not gonna wet the moon. So I'm gonna very carefully go around the moon and try to make that as smooth and as precise. I have a dirty brush, which is good because you can see where the water is.
Is there any reason for not leaving the Pebeo on the moon while you put the sky on?
No, not really. I thought I kind of had a reason, but I forget what it is now. Okay, so this is just my dirty paintbrush. I'm gonna add more color, but I'm wetting it first. It's kind of nice, super soft like that, but I am gonna darken it. So I'm gonna use that puddle, whatever it was, and Antwerp and French. You can paint the sky purple, you could do it green. You can have fun with this all you want. Oh, that's intense. It's gonna soften though as it dries. Throw a little green in my blue. Might throw a little purple in it too. What the heck? We're supposed to be having fun. Now there's my sky with a big moon. What I'm going to do right now is just put a little bit of color into the snow. It's more dilute than the sky. And I start at the bottom and kind of work my way up. More water than I had. Great place to sign my name. I'm going to wait to put a little bit of color on the moon. So that's the next step right there. So this has been sitting for a while, and I dried it with a blow dryer because it has to be dry before you remove your Pebeo. So I'm going to take my pickup now and see if my stars worked. They're very faint. That's not a bad thing. And now it's just pulling those little bits of Pebeo off the moon too, so I didn't need to really take them off before. There, that's up. And then the last step is to just put in some of these tall trees. I'm going to use the same colors that I used in the sky. And this one I'm going to start with this tall trunk going up. And I'm going to start it right about here. Very, very skinny. Kind of crooked. I'm going to make it lean in. And now I'm just going to start putting in little branches at the top and foliage. It's not getting really wide fast. Trying to. I'm going to change the color a little bit. I'm putting green. I don't have any green in that picture. I wish I hadn't taken that trunk all the way up. I wish I had stopped. Here, closer to the bottom. It doesn't just keep getting wider and wider and wider. It kind of stays the same width as it comes down. And then you can have a branch that kind of comes out a little bit farther. You can put a couple tiny little branches in. You can have a dead one. Sometimes they bend down. That can have a little bit more pigment in a few places. So that's one. And then it needs another one that kind of goes over it, and it's not as tall. It's just the same color to the sky, but more pigment and less water. This one I'm going to make the branches go a little closer to the ground. A few in. Too many there. So 2 trees, that's not a good number. I'm going to add a little more water to my brush and put in a softer one right here. But I'm not going to put it the exact same distance apart. So if that's a centimeter or ½ an inch, I'm going to put this one a little closer and paler. It's not paler, but I add a little water and I can make it paler. So it'll be behind. I feel like it needs a little one or something right in here too. A soft one. Now look at it and think, does that look about right? It's pretty close. I think this one needs to be a little darker. And then you can decide if you've got enough in. I feel like it needs maybe one more here. I don't feel like that was enough. You have to look at your own painting and decide if it's enough or not enough. I like to look in the computer screen. It helps me see it like I'm standing back from it. And then the very last step is just to put a little bit of shadow in the moon. So it's my brush, I've rinsed my brush out. It's not perfectly clean. And I just kind of put a little, like the man in the moon. And then I pull my tape off. When you pull your tape off, always pull to the outside so that it doesn't start ripping the surface of the paper off. Oh, it's soft.
Pretty.
I like that one. I like it better vertical. It's beautiful. I love your moon. It's just
Nice.
a beautiful shape. You know, it's almost like when it's really cloudy, you can see the sun, and the sun looks like the moon sometimes. That's almost the feeling I get from that. And I like those soft trees in the back, and then the more forward one is darker. That's a lovely, that's a lovely little card. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Someone very special needs to get that. Okay, so I think, did we see everybody's? Vicky, do you want to show, you fixed yours? Do you want to show it again?
Yeah.
Oh, that's-
That's better. Now it's just part of the trees. I like how you smudged it down. Very nice. Yeah, that's a lot better. Very nice. Good fix.
Okay.
We did see Penny's, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so we've seen everybody.
Yep.
Well, this was very fun.
Good.
For
Thanks,
me.
everybody.
Thanks, Mary Kay.
I'll send an email,
All right.
and hopefully people who paint on their own will show us their work too. So very fun. Mwah.
I've got 5 leaf prints ready to top paint.
Wow.
Cool.
Okay.
I did little.
I can't wait to see them.
I did one with feathers and one. Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.